Smash the Bids Trading with an Edge channel. This is a collection of trading material to help you define your edge. How do I define edge? I define edge as positive, repeatable outcome. Let's take a look at some last week's week ahead member video. Just have to see how this thing, I think if price opens under 31.19, if it opens over 31.19, we're going to get the buyers coming in and start trading this up at least to 31.34 on Monday. If price is under this 31.19, there's a good chance we just kind of start selling off and pulling back into 31.04. This will get bought up for sure. The bots will be buying this up, and they'll be buying up 30.89 for sure. So I'm expecting this 31.04 to hold, even if we can't get over this. If we don't open over 31.19 in the morning, which we might not. ES was pulling back a little bit. We'll just have to see what happens. But anyway, that's the plan. I'm looking for, be buying these dips, and as long as we don't close daily, if we close a daily over 31.49, then we could really get an accelerated move. But I think the more likely scenario is the bulls are being really careful not to let this get overheated. If you notice this move, they're slowing down the buying when it starts to get extended, and things start getting close to some targets where the bots will start telling them to sell, and so they're being really careful. This Apple, you've seen it across a lot of tickers. They're being really careful. The bulls, those big money bulls, are smart here. They're trying not to get things and let things get overheated so that they can continue up, because if they start getting those overheated triggers, people start selling into it. They're being really careful not to. So I think that's why we're not going to see the 31.49 break. They're trying to just keep pushing this market up, and as long as they can do it carefully and there's enough participants willing to play by the rules, this move is just going to keep moving. It's just going to keep going up. There is no such thing as overextended in this market. It's just the way that the algos work, that they're all going to be trading well within their risk profile, and this thing can keep going till the moon. Now, I'm not saying it's going to, okay, but I'm just saying that's how they're programmed. So what's going to happen from here is, some point someone is going to sell into this and break this move, and when things start closing under key levels, more people are going to participate. Until that happens, that's why I say we're looking for signs of reversal. Until that happens, I'm just going to keep playing the bull side. Okay, so for this week, these are the targets. These are the targets on the SPY. It's based on the same calculations, pretty much the same thing. I'm looking for price to be held up here. So this should be kind of like the the bull line here. If we're trading up over this, expect to see some buying, a little bit more acceleration. If we start trading under this, I think we're going to see lower volume, letting time pass, and you won't really see any buying coming in until here. You won't see really any buying coming in until here. But they're going to be careful not to sell into it because they don't want to break this move. So last week's calculations showed a high of this week on Tesla. On my last week's calculations, this week's high of 356.35. We traded to 356.33. That's what my calculation shows, 35, and we traded to 33. So this move, everything it's doing is right on track what I would expect the bots to do. That's what these calculations are. There's me figuring out this is what I think the bots are going to do. This is where they're going to buy. This is where their targets are going to be based on what I think and how they're programmed. Any pullback into here would be a nice healthy move. So again, if we can't break this 356.31, if we can't break this, I'm looking for Tesla to be kind of pulling back, and this is the area that I want to be buying, the gap magnet or the gap close later in the week. These both match up with my calculations. So SHOP is another really good one. SHOP's got some serious volume up in this neighborhood. We're trading under it. We've already cracked the volume profile, the node up here for, in this area, it's like right around 320, 315, right in here. You see this concentrated volume right here. We have some in this neighborhood, but the bulk of it's right in here. You can just see it in all these volume candles right here. So we're already trading under it. We got back up close to it. This thing is it's in a downtrend. Okay, right now it's trending down. Now the overall long term, you can see on the weekly, is still in an uphill. We look at the daily. We're still trending up, the long-term trend, but the short-term trend over the this year, over since August, the current trend that we're in right now is down. Okay, I want to trade this short until the break. The best trades on these, when you got these nice trends coming down, are the ones that you can trade short while they're trending down, just like trading long while they're trending up. I want to be short this thing. I want to be short 322.70. This is my calculated high for the week. If it gets to 322.70, I want to be short for the ride back down. If it can't hold the 200 this time, it will crack it. We do have volume in this area that I think that it's going to get sold into because of all this volume here. We finally got the volume back up. It's going to get sold into because of all this volume up in here. And we're trying to take some profits. They get a chance to get the price back up here. If it can't hold, it's going to get some more sell pressure. At this time, it will crack the 200 on the daily, and it's not going to get here overnight, but my target is 220. And why? Because there's a bunch of volume, lack of volume in here. The only really next significant volume down here is 220. So I don't think any of this is really going to get defended once this 272 area, 278, 274 breaks. There's just nothing here. There's no one here to defend it. There's no volume here to defend it. So there's really good potential downside on this. So as far as the swing trade goes, 322.70. If we get there, I want to be short. I want to buy the puts. Looking at some long terms. If we get there, I'm going to take it. And I'm looking for some long terms. Now, where are we wrong? If we close daily over 322.70, down on this side, 296, 309. These are my targets. 315, 309, 303, 266. So I'm going to be looking at a good 4-week, at least a good 2-week trend back into here. If we can crack this, we'll be doing another 2 weeks down in this neighborhood somewhere. On a downtrend since off these highs up here, back in July when the market crashed, it couldn't get back over. It's just a nice downtrend. We kind of missed our chance this week to get in short here. It was the day that I was selling some of my calls. I was hoping that it would close over that 1815, and it didn't. And I should have been getting short right there. It would have been really sweet. But anyway, missed a good one. So what am I looking at now? Yeah, I think we've already kind of started this move, but 1740 we closed. I'm looking for pops back up to, let's get the daily out here. So I'm looking for pops back up into the 1770 area, 1780 area, to get some short. 1793 would be my max target for the week. If we could get to 1793, that would be the ideal short. Probably not going to get there. 1753, 1754 would be my first. So we can look at yesterday's highs. Basically, we can get up near yesterday's high. 1754 would be my first entry on that. Another week or so of this, and this thing would be back down to 1635 would be the target on the week. If that would be the ultimate low of the week, 1635. All right, so let's see how this all played out there. So you get to see in the week ahead video from last week, I was referring to this close right here of last week, and this is the price action we're going to be referring to. So this close here, and this is the price action we're going to be referring to. This close here, and the price action we're going to be referring to. So we closed over the 311.63 calculated area. I was saying in the video, if we could open over this, we would likely trade up. If we opened near here, I wanted to be short. We did open underneath it. Nice area open. It traded up back over it. Still traded around this line. Couldn't break it. Traded right back down and came right into my dip buy. Now, these calculations, there's a reason. SPY is always sloppier. ES is the most articulate, and SPX are the most articulate according to the calculations that I believe the bots are trading at. There's a reason that SPX didn't reach it up here that day, and there's a reason that it did here. I explained that to my members, but just for the sake of this video, I just want to show you the edge that you can have in understanding how the bots trade. So we traded up to 31.32, pulled all the way back into the dip buy of 30.87, plus or minus 0.1%, so $3 on all these calculations. And you can see this one traded almost within $2. This one traded within 30.90, within $3. Traded over, slightly over by $1.25. So as you can see, that's very accurate. It's a huge edge. So what did that mean for me? Well, it means, most of the stocks I trade follow the market. That means I wanted to be short up here and I want to be long down here, and that's the way we traded it. So let's take a look at some of the other ones here. I talked about SHOP. Let's pull up SHOP. I said SHOP, this was the high of the week. We closed here on the 15th. We closed up, in the neighborhood, high of the week. We got the pullback. We got the rip into the high of the week. I wanted to be short this neighborhood, and I want to be long this one. Now, I want to really point this out. I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about this. See this right here? it dipped into it, 309.73, calculated area 309.54, within 20 cents of that. This is where the bounce came. If this 309, this is for next week. If this 309.54 can crack, we can close a daily underneath this. My short thesis will be even better intact than it is now. And this thing, could be pulling back like I talked about in the video. So how did I trade it? I traded exactly the way I discussed it. We pulled up into 322.70. We've not got a single close of the day, nowhere near a daily close. We haven't even had an hourly close up over 322.70. Right here was the first time, but it was right into my calculated area and 326 daily support. So again, here the best trades are the ones that line up where I think the algos are trading, where the chart traders are trading, where the institutions are trading. The more things that line up, the better the trade. If none of this makes any sense to you, come see me. I'll show you how I do it. So I got short here into the close. I took a nice ad here in the morning as it showed me 326. There's no way it was going to crack. Got some nice payday here, nice payday here. Adding, that's the way I traded this. Every time we hit this 316.12, I was looking to cover some of my position. Target was 309.54. We didn't get there, so covering, adding, covering, adding, covering, adding, and then nice big fat cover right here. Got out some pretty good, the bulk of the expiration for this following week, and I will be looking to add back on those. I will be adding further out of the money as we get back up in here. You can see the short thesis is intact. So could we get back up here? Absolutely. These are not calculated. I have not calculated this week's numbers yet. These are last week's. I'm leaving them up here for the sake of this video. I will be recalculating these today, and I will be reposting my week ahead on what I think is going to happen from here on out on a number of tickers, not just SHOP. But I wanted to share this for the sake of the video. It's doing exactly what I said. It's lining up exactly as I would expect it. And where am I wrong? On a daily close over 322.70. So that's played out. Let's take a look. What else? Amazon. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this simply because I did not trade it. I missed my entry. If I don't get the entry I want, I don't touch it. Okay, but here's the price action we were discussing here, 11:15 close. Here's the price action that we were discussing. All this thing did the open of the next week is it traded up into, what was I saying, 1754. We got there. I missed my entry, so I didn't touch it. The 1760 area here would have just even been a gift. You can see we did wick it, but we didn't close anything, up in that neighborhood except one time right here. So all of this right here would have been a nice valid short entry for me. Every one of these would have been nice valid short triggers. I missed this one. We got up here again this day. I missed this one, so I haven't touched it. But as you can see, the short thesis is intact. This was the entry, and now we're continuing back down. It's going to stay that way. The only thing that's going to take this, that's going to turn this trade around, in my opinion, is we start getting daily closes up over this, 1760 area. That could be the beginning. Then we need to see some, confirmation of that on up into the 1790, 1800. But it will all start with a daily close over the 1760 this week. Probably not going to see it, but always got an eye on both sides and a plan for both sides of the trade, always. So, okay, last one. Tesla. So how do we do Tesla? Well, we're looking at, here's the price action we're referring to here. This thing did pull up into, on that Friday close, did pull up pretty close to the 356. This was my target. This is the next target, and I have another target up here, but it would take some serious momentum to get there. And we have a gap to deal with, the gap magnet. So this was my target over 356 because we have a nice gap. I want to see it test the gap. If it can't close it, this is my first target, next target, next target. Never got to any of that. But here's how I traded it. I did get some ads here. I missed this right here. I wasn't online at the time, which is fine. I was already done trading and out by the time we hit this area right here. So that's okay. I just was patient the next morning. I got that pullback that I was looking for, and I took my ads here on my swing trade here, which I was already in this. I still had pieces left over from a couple weeks ago. I've been in this for a while. I did take the ad for the move through 356, my calculated areas. You can see it came up and tested it to the penny, 356.49, 11 cents on a target, pulled back, broke it. So with that being said, took some profits here, took some profits here. I was out at this gap magnet. I was out 90%, still had a little piece left over here. I got the pull right back into my support level here, got one more ad, and I just got all out here of this next week's strikes. I got completely out. I did take an ad here right before the truck. This is the Cybertruck news. I did take another strike following week out. So I have these for 12.6. The ones that I took here are for 12.6. They don't expire until 12.6. I took it because of nice support, hourly support level. It's just under the calculated level. So as far as the bots, as far as I'm concerned on the bots, I wasn't looking for this to be a nice play. I thought we might still get this pullback into 344 before the algos are going to participate really well. But the chartists are in this, and Tesla, you know, primarily trades around institutions and charts, not necessarily the bots. But I like to do the calculations for where I think the bots are going to trade anyway, because they do participate. They just only participate at those levels, from what I can see. So is that an edge? Absolutely. When the bots, the chartists, the institutions, when they all line up, everybody's trading at the same place, same time, different time frames, those are the best trades. That's what I'm looking for. So you can see, I said in the video, this is what I was looking for, is 333.13. If we could get that pullback into here, this is where the algos are going to participate. Now, they started buying under 333.13, and they didn't stop till they got it back over. You can see it all, the volume profile right here, the way it's all added up. So this is very respected. If we start closing hourly under 333.13, I think there's going to be some more downside, and we're going back into another volume area, 324-ish, somewhere back in here. But we've got to get through some gaps and stuff first. So I think this area is going to get supported. I think the Cybertruck is over, and the institutions are going to start piling in, and you know, they're going to take advantage of this dip, and this thing's going to come right on back up. But when am I wrong? Is if we start closing under 333.12, we're going to start looking at some other levels, and I will be recalculating this and putting all those levels up in this week's member video the week ahead. I just wanted to go over last week how it traded and how well all this traded. So this is, I didn't cover Roku, I didn't cover Netflix, I didn't cover Baba, I didn't cover Nvidia, I didn't cover Apple, Roku, SPY, the way I traded SPX. There's a lot of things I didn't cover in this video. I just want to give you a taste. I want to give you a little piece of the puzzle for you detectives to kind of start putting things together. I want to give you a taste of what it's like to trade with an edge. If you don't understand what that means, come see me.